Hello and welcome back to Papercraft. Today we're going to be building this moving papercraft machine. So let's get started. You're going to need some scissors, glue, a ruler, some cardstock, I used 200 GSM, and the template, which is down below in the description. Make sure to print page 2 of the template. So we start off, as always, by cutting up the pieces. Here we've got the base plate on which the characters will stand. There's Steve's torso and his arm with the sword. Now this one, because everything is printed on one page, the parts are quite small, so do be careful not to chop any wrong bits off. There's the creeper's legs. And the creeper's head and body. Steve's other arm. And finally the lever plate. So now we've got them all cut up. Put your scissors like this and score along the fold lines with a ruler. This will create a groove and make folding much easier, and you get a much cleaner fold. It's very good practice for making papercraft, because it makes your work look more professional. Now coming up here on the base plate, there's two little gaps that you have to cut out. Now you can use a kind of scalpel tool or a knife with parent's guidance to make two small holes, or you can just use your scissors and get them through. Make sure they're neat, because they're going to be used to make the thing move. So now we've got everything scored, you can start folding each piece. This bit on Steve's head, the back of his head, the two blue tabs need to go up towards you slightly, and the white tab downwards away from him. Those three tabs are going to secure onto his back, the back of his neck, and that's what will hold his head onto his body. Here I'm just gluing his head into a cube shape, and then I'll take his arm and start folding that. Now here on the sword arm, you need to cut the bold red line. That should be black, but they've made it red so you can see it easier. And the dotted line just above the white tab, that doesn't need to be cut. So you can see here I've cut the one on the right, the red line on the right. And then there's another dotted line just to the right of the sword, which need to be folded as well. So dotted lines are folds, full lines are cuts. Stick it all together and it should look a bit like that, so the sword sort of bends round into the sword position. It's quite tricky, so make sure to look at diagrams before gluing anything into place and cutting anything to make sure you got it right. Next up is gluing all of Steve's torsos and arms. They're quite easy. You can see there where the tabs from the head are going to glue onto. So here I'm taking the sword arm, and you can see how I position it up inside the torso. It's got one small white tab which glues on, I believe, just below his neck. You can see there I'm pointing to the tab that needs to be glued. There it goes in, and pushing the tab down just under his neck. And then you have to get under and inside the torso from the other end with these scissors I'm using, just to press that tab under his neck into position to make sure it sticks. There you can see the scissors going in, and there it's pressing down on the tab right there. Next we have the head, so glue the back of those two blue tabs and put them into position like so. I made the mistake of gluing the white tab, but you don't actually need to do this, because that will allow the head to actually pivot forward and backwards. Hello Smudge, what are you doing there? You're having a bath on the table. Brilliant. And now you're lying on the table. So here's the creeper, gluing that together, that's quite easy. That makes a nice shape. The sticky out long bit is bit that makes him move. Now for the creeper legs, they're a bit easier. You have to be very careful because they have very thin folds in some places. Here you see me attaching the creeper base. It's just one simple white tab that goes up on the bottom of his torso. And there we go, he moves. Now we come on to the base plate. Just a simple rectangular shape. And the lever which will make the characters move. Now the base plate will glue into position like this. You want to glue this tab right here to start off with, and this tiny triangular tab down here. Just those two for now. That will allow you access to the inside of the base plate. You want to position the lever inside like this, and it folds down at the end, so glue the underside of that foldy bit into position, and it should look like this. Now we take the characters. First take Steve, glue the tabs underneath his feet into position on the base plate. It can be quite tricky, so be very careful not to press too hard. And do the same with the creeper's feet. Now here you can see I've glued the long tabs into position onto the lever. This can be quite tricky, so I would recommend using PVA glue. Put a little bit on the tabs, leave it to go tacky, which is slightly sticky, and then cinch it down. And finally we have the last tab, which is a very easy, satisfying one to glue into place, just on the end right there. And there we go, it's finished. We have our Paper Minecraft machine of Steve fighting a creeper. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me make this machine. Join me next time for more papercraft, and you can click the video here to see me building a paper creeper. Bye for now.